Okay.
If I find my way home, yeah. Wouldn't it be crazy? Oh, don't you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Oh, don't you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Oh, don't you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Oh, don't you still amaze me? If I find my way home, yeah. If I find my way home, yeah. Wouldn't it be crazy? Oh, don't you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Oh, don't you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Oh, don't you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Oh, don't you still amaze me? If I find my way home, yeah.
This is the moment for those who.
1, 2, here is go back.
Nobody got it. Nobody got it. Come on. It's Reaper's night. What's going on, everybody? My name's Tim, the one and only Child of Mecha, and you're watching the Child of Mecha live stream. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for watching. Man, yeah, wide range of guesses, as like Billy had mentioned, but nobody thought Reapers. Everybody thought everybody thought everything else, but that. Oh well, we'll have fun tonight, regardless. Anywho, you guys, still waiting on the kits for GBWC. Patiently waiting. They'll get here when they get here, I guess. Right? Until then, we're going to continue to work on the Jesta base, and if need be, we can switch gears and move back to the GM Spartan if the need arises. Aside from that, I'm going to continue to snap that beast of a kit, the Sazabi, and just become familiar with that, because that will be used for parts. It will not. I am not building a Sazabi, you guys. I'm technically snapping a Sazabi, yes, but the Sazabi is not, I repeat, not part of the GBWC build this year. It is going to be used for parts. Yes. So there we go. So yeah. So until that work starts, we're gonna do some other things, and we're just gonna continue on. We're gonna have fun. Hopefully, you guys can learn some stuff, right? Somebody noticed. Look. RF Aurora Andrew 2 attempted to figure out a way to get that Stormbreaker off Tim's shelf without him knowing. I put these two kits here specifically to see if somebody noticed, because that's where the other Sazabi was, right? And I think two people noticed a stream or two ago that the Sazabi was missing. So, just to have fun with you guys, I put the Stormbreaker and the Jag in there just to see if anybody would notice. And yes, RF Aurora Andrew 2, thank you. Awesome, man. You guys are great. You guys are great for a laugh. Seriously. Kenneth Sim, Nightingale. No, it's not going to be a Nightingale, but good guess. Good guess. Sort of, I guess. Right? Cheers. I don't know about you guys, but it's a Wednesday of all Wednesdays. It is purely a Wednesday. Hump day. So we're gonna get cracking on this upper support arm. We got to do something about this, you guys. This is not cutting the mustard here for me. So we're gonna do something about it. We're gonna fix this up, give it some pizzazz, and just really kind of bring it in gear, bring it in line with the rest of the Jesta base. We're going to sand this down a little bit. That'll wake you up in the morning. But we're going to sand this down a little bit. We're going to apply some plastic strips to it. We're going to do this up similar to the back support arm. This guy right here. That's upside down. We're going to do this sort of thing. So what we're doing, we're transforming this gray hunk of material to that. Yes, something like that anyways. So that is the idea. And why I didn't do it the first time, I don't know. I can't tell you. I wasn't thinking about it. Thought that might have looked good, but it doesn't. Gray hunk of shit. Anyway, so that's what we're going to do tonight. Let's see. Andrew 2 asked, did you finish the Jesta, Tim? I missed 2 streams. No, the Jesta is still in parts in the dun bin. I still haven't gotten around to getting final top coat on that, and then obviously, you know, final assembly. So that's where the Jesta is as of now. Okay, so, and the camera is super blown out tonight. Let's do something about that. Bear with me here, you guys, because it is bright. Lower that brightness down. Yeah, there we go. I like that better. We're gonna go with that. Boom. All right. Oh, look there, Terry T, you guys. Man, Terry T's been on a world tour. I'm telling you. Man, he's been in Russia. He's now in Japan. He says he's going to Akihabara now. Send him a PM if he wants to pick me up anything. Brother, thank you for the offer. But dude, I am well stocked, and I will be even more well stocked once these kits get here. But I appreciate the offer, man. You go have fun in Akihabara. Go to the Volks store if you want tools. Best place in Akihabara for tools. Holy shit. So, man, go have some fun. Nice. That's awesome. Guelo over there on Twitch, he said, looked at some designs on ArtStation like you mentioned and talked to some friends and came to your conclusion and going to scratch build my own sword. Time to buy some plastic sheet or plot plate, as the common term is, right? There's Ricky Paul Carlson. Wow, your sneeze caused the cat to jump off my lap. Sorry about that. Wasn't expecting claws in the old Tinker toy. Yeah, that's my bad, dude. Whoops. Let's see. Hey, there's James Nozaku Boy. What's going on, James? Hey, go check out James Nozaku Boy on Instagram. He's good people. Andrew 2 RF Aurora says, so how would you go about doing it in shades of black? Been wanting to paint my Banshee in shades of black rather than with blue. I think I missed a part of the conversation, but just add some gray. Add some gray, tint the black down a little bit, a couple shades. Or get some nice, really dark grays, and then, man, yeah, you are good to go. Yeah, yeah. RF Aurora, both Volks locations. Yeah, the one right there in Akihabara, I think, is amazing. When I went in 2016, my wife and I spent probably, I want to say, an hour or two in there, and I dropped a few hundred bills. Yeah, it was religious. Let's put it that way. Julius Dembski, I called in sick to work tomorrow so I could stay up late watching the stream in hopes of hearing about your upcoming GBWC build. Kidding, I've been very sick with a head cold. Damn, dude, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you feel better, brother. Nozaku Boy, no work today, so all is good. Yeah, James, you had to get some x-rays, right? Hope they found everything in good working order. Let's put it that way. Let's see. Guelo, NATO Black, German Dark Gray. There you go. There you go. Yeah, Bailey says, try dark grays, as he said. Yep. No Zaku Boy, haha, I spent about 2. Yeah, dude, it's easy to do. Easy to do in, especially in the Volks store. But in Akihabara in general, the prices are so amazing there. What, Tam Tam Hobbies? Oh my god. If you guys are ever in Japan and you want to go and get the cheapest price on kits, Tam Tam Hobbies is the absolute place to go. It's like a small chain. So, yeah. RF Aurora, what about that Mr. Color Anniversary Color Graphite? Yes. It's a great color. It really is a good color. And it's just dark enough to where it's not black. But it's got this super cool kind of subtle, very, very subtle metallic, much like a graphite pencil. It's awesome. Yeah, it's awesome. Let's see. Nozaku Boy James says, I love Den Den Town and Osaka better than Aki. I never got outside of Tokyo. I never got out of Aki. Okay, so I should tell you the places that we went rather than the places that we didn't go, because the places that we didn't go far outnumber the places that we did. We stayed in Odaiba, and we went there, of course. And then we went to Akihabara, and we went to Tokyo Disney. That was about it. So, it was not a wasted trip, though. It was very fun. Very fun. Hoping to go back. Let's see. Rundus J22. What's going on, Rundus? Hey, Tim, I see you're going to be working on a Master Grade Suzabi. Good timing, since I just got me a real grade Suzabi. Look at that. Yeah, so the Master Grade Suzabi is going to be for parts for the GBWC, my GBWC build. And so yeah, so stay tuned, because I don't have the kits yet. I'm still waiting on those. I think I'm being a little impatient, and I will say that with all confidence. Simply because when I got word, it was New Year's Eve that they were in the mail. They were put in the mail that day. So chances are they didn't actually get to, the carrier probably until Wednesday or Thursday of last week. Today's Wednesday. It's only been a week, business week. So chances are they're still out there in the ether, and chances are they'll hopefully be here soon. Yeah, I don't have any tracking information. Yeah, RF Aurora, no tracking numbers. Yeah. No, nothing. I can ask for them. I just was not. Yeah, and that'll all become clear once I get them and show you and tell you. There's a whole. Yes, don't. I know. Tracking numbers. Get tracking numbers. I know. Trust me. Everything will make sense. Everything will make sense. It really will. It really will. Kenneth Sim says, from Amazon, they could take a while after New Year break. No, not from Amazon, actually. These are from another source. I don't buy too many kits off Amazon. Only when they're like an insane deal. Like the Suzabi at $52 when I bought it, which was unheard of in a legendary sale back several years ago. But yeah, so we continue to wait patiently, and they will be here. I have all confidence in that. I do. All right, so you guys, let's switch gears. Actually, you know what? Let's talk about. Let's first handle some business. Hey, Grim Reapers, right here. If you want one of these, go hit up the Child of Mecha store, www.childofmecha.com. Hit the store up at the top. You'll be transported to the store. You can see hats, bags, shirts, other things, etc. Go get you something. It's going to be awesome. And as always, with the stuff that we're working on here tonight, if you're interested in any of the tools, materials, or anything like that, hit up the Amazon link just below here on YouTube and Twitch. This side if you're watching on good old Facebook. So yeah, so that's what we're all about. But anyway, let's switch gears. Let's go camera 2. There we go. Alright, so this big old hunk of MDF and plastic, and it's just gray. And I didn't do a great job on this, and I'm not very happy with it. That's why we're going to be working on this. There are inconsistencies in the paint. You can see some light spots right here, right over here, right? And some light spots around in here. Even though that's going to be covered with an insert, that's what it's going to look like. that'll be covered up. I'm just still not very enthused by the look of this thing. So we're gonna remedy that tonight. Yes, yes, sir. Hey Juan Santabenes, Crovero, man. If you guys aren't following Crovero on Instagram, you're missing out because he's a damn fine builder, you guys. He says, love me some calm merch, man. I'm slacking. Dude, go get you some. Go get you some. Asteroid Kai, let's get this bad boy done. I agree. Let's get this motherfucker done. 'Cause I'm about done with this whole shenanigans. Alright, so we're gonna take some sandpaper to this thing, sand it smooth. We're not gonna sand it completely off. We're just gonna sand it smooth. Because then what I'll do is I'll come back, spray a layer of primer, make sure everything is looking good, and then start the paint finish on that. Man, and you can see there's some paint runs here where I got a little airbrush happy. Man, there's some light spots even down under here. And this thing is not easy to paint because what I had to do is I had to put 2 bolts in here and then a couple nuts on the back, and that's the only grip that I had on this entire thing. And giant pain in the ass. But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? All right. So let's get some sandpaper. Let's get you know what? Let's get this good old sanding block done here. We're gonna smooth out this surface right here. We're gonna rough this up just a bit, get it ready to really get it nice and smooth. And here with the sanding block, you can see the high points of this thing. See the high points. The low points will keep the paint. The high points will revert back to the plastic. So now you can see where the high points are. The high points are right here along the edge, and the low point is right there in the middle. So this pass with the sanding block here, this is getting it nice and smooth. Kind of like the 90s hip-hop duo. Nice and smooth. Those of you that were alive in the 90s, listening to hip-hop like I was. Let's see. Man, lots of dust created by this. And this is not fun dust either. This is bad dust. This is lacquer-based paint, so it's got some nasty in it. But we're doing a good job flattening this thing out, getting it just dead ass even. And you can see, all right, so see right here, right along in here, there's just this strip of white, right? And that is the laminating layer of plastic for this bevel on this side. Since it's white, it was inherently higher than the rest of the piece. So what we got to do is we got to really kind of sand this down so that's all white. Alright, I got to clean this block because that block is nasty. Getting nasty. Where's my toothbrush? There it is. And in the trash can it goes. So we got a few little gum up spots right here in the on the block. We just scrape those, just lightly cut them with our hobby knife, and they'll pop right off like you're seeing. There we go. Sweet. Get those off with the toothbrush, and then we're back at it, trying to flatten this thing out. Kuko 305. Yeah. If I put on my mask, you wouldn't be able to understand me. It'd basically be like ordering through a McDonald's drive-thru. Wouldn't work. Wouldn't work. And this isn't actually kicking up dust. It's creating it, and it's actually falling onto the cutting mat more than anything. So I'm good to go. All right. Swing this around. See, we still have a little stripe, especially right in here, of where there's just not. There's definite height difference, right? So that's where I need to focus on right now, is just getting that. There we go. And that looks good. That looks good. Same thing for this other side I see now. So you've got these stripes developing simply because they're on a different level. And once you get this all down to plastic, then it's all leveled out. All right. I think that top is good to go. Yeah. Good to go. All right. So now, put that off to the side. We'll put the sanding block off to the side, so I won't need that anymore for right now, right? What I need is a paper towel. Hang on. Just to wipe this dust off here. There's Rob Ponte over there on Facebook. He's Gundam Taz. What's going on, Tazzy? He says, good day. Good day, mate. Guelo says, just like when I was wearing my mask while spraying Cerakote on stream, no one could really make out what I said unless I yelled. Yeah, I mean, and that's the problem with wearing a mask on a live stream. Why? You know, nobody's gonna understand what the hell you're saying. So it doesn't make for a very entertaining live stream, right? Or a very informative live stream either. So, all right. So there's that. Now I'm going to kind of try and clean up this area here, because it's a bit of a mess right now from all this paint dust that we just created, all the pigment and all that crap. Good thing I wore black tonight. I'm going to tell you that right now. Good thing I wore a black shirt. So that's done. We're cleaned up. Now, since this is all leveled and pretty much flattened down, now we have to really kind of just go back and smooth it, because that was a rough, this is a rough sandpaper. I think this might be 320. Might be 220. Anyway, so we're gonna get a better piece of sandpaper. I'm so discombobulated right now, guys. You don't even know. Jason Cataldo, out of curiosity, what is this girthy brick? Is this a shield base or a big old butt flap? Good question, Jason. No, this right here, this is the upper support arm for the Jesta base. So the base kind of There's a back support arm, and then there's the upper support arm, and then the Jesta hangs from that. So that's what this is. I wasn't happy with it, so we're redoing it. So let's see. Really need to organize everything. Oh, this will work. Alright. So now we go back over this thing with a little bit of finer grit sandpaper and really just kind of smooth everything out. And this will work real nicely. Oh yeah. Smooth as a baby's butt. Look at that. And we especially need to get the edges, you know, the outline or perimeter edges done, because we're going to be applying some plastic strip here in a little bit. But first, we got to get this paint and primer off here so we can get a good bond with the glue. Wow, it's shaking everything. All right. And the important thing is, guys, when you're sanding like this, when you're sanding a big piece, switch up your your sanding directions. So like what I did, right? If you guys noticed, I was going back and forth like this, and then I did circles, right? And now I'll go in this direction and sand this front here, much like the same type of thing. We're going to have to come here in the front and really go at it. Okay. So that piece of sandpaper is pretty much done. Finito. Here we go. What are these? These are 600 strips. Cool. These will work. Pre-cut little strips of sandpaper. Man, do yourselves a favor, guys. These work out wonderfully. Just stick them on a shelf, someplace out of the way, and when you need them, you got them. Just cut a batch of them, like 20, 30 at a time. Just save them. It's good stuff. Okay. All right, perfect. All right, so now I need to go get something else. Stay right there, don't move. All right, so now to really get this thing clean, 91% isopropyl alcohol. We're going to wipe off the edges and stuff like that. Really get this thing prepped for some plastic application. Okay. Paper towel. 91 IPA. There we go. Simple as that. Now, stuff evaporates very, very quickly, so you got to work fast, right? This will leave your surface pristine. Okay, see what I mean? You can see the gray. Most of that's probably primer. But we'll come back, wipe this off with the dry side. And now, that's smooth. That, my friends, that's smooth. Like ice. I love it. All right. Now we can apply plastic, okay? But the thing is that I want to try and match the width of this rise here. So the blue motif in the middle here is on a lower level than the gray. The gray, it's almost like a window style kind of treatment, right? So what I did was I applied plastic strip all the way around this thing. And the trick is to remember what width I used. Whoops. I think it was 3.2. Yeah, that had to be 3.2. It had to be. Let's do some measuring. This looks like 4. Ugh. Figure that out. That's 4.8. Okay. So where's my 3.2? This looks like 3.2. That is 3.2. All right, cool. So we apply that edge right there. I'm pretty certain we're going to match this. Yep, that's got to be it. That's got to be it. So 3.2 it is. 3.2, campers. Let's get some out of the good old plastic bin here. Let's find our 3.2 by 1, or 1 by 3.2. There we go. That's what we need for this experiment or project or whatever you want to call it. All right. So let's get some applied to this bad boy. Now, what we're going to run into, unlike the back support arm where all I had to worry about were just straight runs, right? Just straight runs of plastic. What I need to do is I need to compensate for these bevels here all the way around. So these are at 45, so we need to cut these at 22 and a half to make the proper bevel, right? So to do that, the chopper unfortunately doesn't have 22 and a half marker, or else I'd use that. I should probably make one. It might come in handy. But where is my metal compass? Everything is everywhere. I don't know where anything is right now. I seriously need to clean this place up. Where did my tools go? Hell. I don't know. You'd think I'd be prepared for this stuff. No. Stay right there. Aha! Is it in there? Damn it! I don't know where my metal protractor is, guys. Sucks. Wait a minute. Found it. Found it! Alright, so, like I said, 22.5 is the angle that we need to cut to make a tight bevel or a tight miter for this thing, or whatever you want to say. I don't know. I can't even think right now. Alright, so we're going to dial this into 22.5. About there. So, let's see. I'm going to do a little math here and figure it out. 22. That's 112.5. Right there. Okay. So that's going to give us. So what I just did was added 90 degrees to the 22.5. So that gives us 112.5. So this right here, if we cut this at this angle, this will give us a perfect 45-degree trim. If you guys have ever worked with like molding or anything like that, yep, and there we go. That right there, 45-degree angle. Nice, nice. Oh, let's see. Guayler says no one has the Choppers 2 in stock. I might have a hookup for you. Hang on. Let me see something here. Evergreen Plastics, or even Northwest Shortline, may have that in stock. Let me check Evergreen, because I like their website so much better. Let's see. Tools. Chopper 2. In stock. In stock. Evergreenscalemodels.com. Evergreen Scale Models. So, Scotty, this right here, this company right here, evergreenscalemodels.com, $49.95 US. So there you go. And get some plastic while you're there, man. That's what I use. Great, great company. And I wish I was sponsored by them, but I am not. So what's the pity, right? But there you go. In stock, ready to go. Go pick you up one. All right. So that right there, my friends, perfect 45 degree miter on that. We need to clean this up because that flat knife does not leave the best of, or the cleanest of edges. We are going to come back, flatten that out. That looks good. All right. So now, that's our first piece. We're going to lay in here right along the side, right? So we need to line this up right there, and then we need to get our end point. This is very important. So let's see. Right there. Cool. All right, so now we have to cut this in the opposite direction here. Where did our little cut go? There it is. Oh, wait a minute. I'm about to mess up. Nope. I was just about to mess up. You gotta flip it around for the corresponding side, right? Am I gonna mess up again? Yeah, fuck. Right there. All right, cool. 112.5 on swinging around the other side. Now I think we've got it. Yep, now we're in good shape. Now I can cut this thing appropriately. We're gonna cut it a little bit beyond my mark, just in case my mark wasn't 100% perfectly accurate, right? Oh man, Scotty, that sucks, dude. They only ship to the US. Check out Northwest Shortline's website. It should just be northwestshortline.com, right? Let me see. Northwest Shortline. NWSL.com, right? Oh man, that sucks, dude. Let's see. Store. Yeah, Northwest Shortline, NWSL.com, Scotty, is, you know, they're the people that actually make the chopper, but their website just is terrible. Like, it's really, really bad, dude. Like, bad, bad, bad. Yeah, they should have it in stock, but sorry, I don't have time to sit here and try to bang around through their stupid website. But yeah, Northwest Shortline, check that out and see what they ship, see where they ship to. That would be the best thing I can say. So yeah. Gumbo Fixation, Jimmy, what's going on, man? Get to the chopper, right? Right? Okay, they shipped to me. Oh, cool. All right, excellent. Well, cheers to that, buddy. Nice. Oh, yeah. All right. Back to this thing. Back to the maths. Trying to figure this thing out. Okay, that looks actually perfect. Yeah. I'm super happy with that. I am super happy with that. And then the cutoff, did that just automatic zoom? Yeah, it did. So the cutoff from this is actually perfect size now for the ends and probably the two bevels here too. That's what I call efficient. Let's get zoomed back out. Probably going to need a new piece of tape to hold that lens zoomed out. So now what we can do, now that we have the perfect size for one side, we're going to flip this around and see if it matches the other side, right? Because if it does, then we can just work off that. Oh, maybe it's like a, this piece is maybe like 3/4 of a millimeter too small, so not a problem. We can still work with that. We can still work with that. So we get another piece out, right? We get another strip. The beauty part is, since we've got our angles cut in here appropriately already, we can use these as guides and just straight up cut this this new strip without having to do any sort of calculations, measurements, angle finds, anything. We can just go pop, just like that, right? And then we should have two perfectly matching angles. Sweet. All right, so now what we do is we just swing this around and we set this up just a little bit in from the end, and we can do the same thing to this side. We can just pop this angle here too, right like that. Put that cut off to the side. Now bring the big piece in. Let's measure this up, and this should be close to perfect, if not dead on. Yeah, look at that. Oh, look at that. Scotty, nice. He got the chopper from Northwest Short Line. Ordered extra blades as well, dude. They're nothing special, really. The blades are nothing special. So what I do is I went to like a Lowe's or Home Depot. I got like a pack of 100 blades, and they're just straight razor blades. That's just standard straight razor blades, like you put it into like a scraper or something like that, right? Or like a box cutter or something. So that's all you need. So you can get 100 of these at like Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever. And shit, I bought these years ago, and you can see I've only used like that much of this box, but whatever works, man. Whatever works. You got a chopper. Even better. It was like $1.50. So yeah, that's nothing then. $1.50. Yeah. But dude, you're getting a chopper. It's like, dude, you're getting a Dell. Am I the only one? Maybe not. I don't know. Yeah. Effin' Tiger, how's it going? How's it going? I think it's going okay. Trying to apply some plastic trim to this top support arm here. And so far, so good. All right, let's get some glue in on this thing, shall we? But what glue to use? All right, I know what I'm gonna do. We're gonna use super glue at the end. We're gonna tack it down. We're gonna tack one end down so that it's in place perfectly, right? And then what we'll do is we'll go back, spot tack it in other places, and then we'll go back with a little bit of plastic magic, and then with capillary action, it'll seep underneath of the strip and really seal this thing into place. So that's the plan anyway. We'll see if it works. Let's see if this glue is... Yeah, we gotta cut the dried glue off of this thing. Let's see, all my other nippers are out in the other room. Well, you know what? That's why they made hobby knives. Boom, there we go. That'll work. Okay. And just a little bit of super glue right down on the front edge of this thing, and that's going to hold it in place. We basically just need to get that placed, and then we're in good shape otherwise, because we can finesse this thing excuse me, we can finesse this thing around the rest of the piece. Not a huge deal. So that's looking pretty good right there. All right, so now we're gonna spot tack this thing just in maybe 2 more spots, once in the middle, once at the other end. It's good. Just there. And now, last place, we're going to spot tack this right at the end. And that will be held in place until we can get some solvent glue on this thing and really make a good, good connection, right? All right, let's see. Right there. Nice. All right, so first strip, temporarily applied. And I won't go and do the plastic magic until I have everything else properly set. Reason being is because with this only being spot tack, this is super easy to pull up. You just, basically just cram your chisel blade or your hobby knife underneath of there, and then just pop the tacks. Super, super easy. Very, very removable, right? So this is still a temporary solution, right? So we go about our business and continue to apply this trim here. Okay, so we'll do the same thing with this other side here. Just a wee little bit of super glue right there on the end. Nothing crazy. We want to make sure, number one, that this placement is good before we press down. That looks pretty solid. And as always, if we have gaps afterward, hey, the Lily! Thank you for the raid. Appreciate that. That's awesome. Thank you. But anyways, like I was saying, like with everything, if we have gaps or we have, little surface imperfections or whatever, we'll go back and with, the good old super glue, we'll fill that in, sand that down flush, never know the difference, right? Never know the difference. So let's continue to tack this on here. One little drop right there in the middle. Right there. Make sure it doesn't drop like I just did. But it didn't stick right away, so that's a good thing, right? Alright, so we'll just get that in there. That looks nice and straight so far. A little bit of wiggle on the front end, not a big deal though. We can shimmy this around, and we've got to trim up. We've got to trim up the corner of this strip anyway to match the bevel to make it look like it's like a recessed panel there. Okay, that is looking pretty good, pretty good. All right, so the first two strips are in. Arguably the easiest two. Just saying, arguably the easiest two. Even though they're long and somewhat clumsy to apply, they're straight and they're one piece, right? There's not much to it than that. So now we turn our attention to the bevels and the front and back edges, okay? So to do that, again, we need our trusty metal protractor here. We're going to cut 22.5 angle into this plastic again, just like that. Spin this around, make that nice and flush. Nice. All right, so now what we've got, let's get zoomed in so you can kind of see the reason why we cut it at 22.5 and not anything else is because that's not right. Well, shit, that doesn't look good at all now, does it? Let's try this side. Well, shit. Here I was thinking this was 45. Obviously it's not. That's okay though. That's perfectly okay. Reason being is because, like I said, this edge, this edge right here of the strip, right here, we're going to trim that back. So we're going to use our chisel blade. We're going to use this big bevel here as a guide, and we're going to basically trim this back. So it's not a huge deal, even if it's not perfect. Now, if this was 45 degrees, you would see something more like that, right? And then if we pop our metal protractor to 45, oh, look at that. So basically you're bisecting the angle. That's it. It's elementary math, right? J117 Alpha Killer. Thank you for the follow over there on Twitch. And they say hi. What's going on? Thanks for watching. Welcome to the fam. So, now that I know that these corners are not a perfect 45, and honestly they probably should be, but I'm not going to worry about it this late stage in the game. We need to find the appropriate angle for this thing to bisect it, and then to match it. So what I'm going to do is just kind of eyeball this thing here. Guelo, thank you for the sub over there on good old YouTube. Appreciate that, buddy. Alright, so that right there I think is a pretty good angle, and we're going to trim this back just a little bit, right like that. That, my friends, that looks like a pretty good angle, right like that. Now, the important thing is that the inner edge is lined up. The outer edge doesn't matter because we're going to be trimming that back, right? We're going to be flush trimming that with this larger bevel. So we need to measure. We need to make sure the inner edge is looking good. As long as that looks good, then we'll be fine. Okay. So now what we got to do is we've got to mark this just like that. And that is where we will trim this piece. Okay. Pop this on here. That looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, that looks good. All right, so we're going to leave that sit there. We're basically just letting it just kind of float there, really. I'm going to trim this angle just a little back more. That'd be good if we were on screen, right? Okay, right there. And now, let's try and cut an angle to match that. Just gonna go random cuts at first. A little bit more acute. And most of this trim, guys, most of this is trial and error. But that looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Alright, so now what we'll do is we'll tack this in place with a little dot of super glue here. Okay, that looks good there. Now we can fine tune this front strip. Need that just a little bit more acute. Let's see what this looks like here. Guerrero says, yeah, I thought I had clicked it before. Shows how much I use YouTube. Oh, man. Yeah, it is what it is. Some people use YouTube. Some people like Twitch. Some people just watch on Facebook. It's all good. Alright. That looks pretty good. That inner angle matches nicely. I think we're in the ballpark for this thing. Okay. So let's mark where we need to be here. And then we'll cut that angle. That looks pretty good. Alright, so we'll tack this into place here too now. Just 3 little dots of super glue, nothing crazy. And then we set this down kind of in succession. And that should hold very nicely until we go back with the solvent glue and really make this permanent. Okay? Oh man. Hey, look, there's Mikkel, everybody. He says, hot diggity damn, I made it, eh? Yeah, we're not doing anything really exciting tonight, dude. It's warm in here. That's for damn sure. We're just working on this trim, kind of this trim piece here for this upper support arm on the Jesta base. So, yeah, kind of a boring one tonight. I'll be the first one to admit that, but it's something we got to do. We got to get this done. So that piece is looking pretty good right out of the gates. We just need to square this just a bit. Make a wet palette if you haven't yet. Huh? Oh, talking to RF Aurora Andrew 2 for those of you playing at home. By the time you're done, it's gonna weigh about 60 pounds, dude. Yeah, this thing's got some beef to it. I'm not gonna lie. The main base, I don't know. I'm thinking that's probably a good. Probably want to say like 8 pounds, at least. Because I mean, it's solid MDF, plastic, other materials. So yeah. It's beefy. Beefy. So, there we go. Alright. Ooh! You guys. You guys, have any of you seen the newest episodes of Young Justice? They released the first 3 out on that DC streaming platform, and I downloaded them, and pretty happy. Pretty happy that it's back. Pretty happy. Bailey says, "Oh, speaking of watching things," right? You know, I think speaking of watching things is probably a little bit more entertaining than watching me trim plastic pieces. You know, I'm just gonna be real. Silver Mavericks. Oh, Ricardo, what's up? I can't wait for Titans to come back. I know, right? Dude, that ending, that like post fucking camera. That post credit scene, yeah. That's pretty cool. I have to admit, that was pretty cool. So I'm not going to spoil it for anybody that hasn't seen it, or that maybe want to see it. But yeah, I think it's going to be awesome. Okay. So I made a little boo-boo here. Not a big one, not crazy. It's fixable. But I will show you here in a second what I did wrong. Let's see if this fits first. It needs to be a little bit more acute. Now that's just completely jacked up. All right. Toss those away. Oh, man. Yeah. Young Justice is good too, so far. Yeah, I like it. I like the first 3 episodes. It's pretty good. Mikkel says I can't get a bootleg version yet. They're out there, man. Trust me, they're out there. Bailey says make sure you guys check to see if Gundam Narrative is coming to a theater near you. Yeah, it's getting a U.S. release. Mikkel says so many streaming services, so much monies. Yeah, dude, just don't even get them through other means, right? Silver Maverick, Ricardo, that teaser was so good. Yeah, man. It's gonna be a cool new season next year, I swear. RF Aurora, good. I don't want to hunt down and hurt anyone that spoils Titans for me. Yeah. Let's just put it this way. It introduced a big character into the Titans realm. So, that's all I'm going to say. And his companion, which was awesome. And his companion. Alright, so let's see. That needs to be a little bit more obtuse. Let's see what that looks like. That looks pretty good. Now, let's see if I can get this other angle properly cut? Probably not. Okay, that looks much, much better. Now just trim it back to make it fit. Then I gotta dig deeper. Yeah, dude. Yeah. I mean, you know the places to go, right? If you don't, hit me up. I'll point you in the right direction, Mikkel. Alright, so now this piece is ready to be placed, and then I'll show you guys how I messed this up. Again, not a big deal, not a huge mess up, just more of an annoyance that I'm going to have to go back to and fix and make look right and all. But most people wouldn't even care, but I do. Presentation matters, right? All right, so let's get zoomed in here. Let's see how Tim fucked up. Right there. All right. So you can see how you've got this jagged, empty little space right here in the trim, right? So yeah, I'll have to go back and fix that. It's not even a big deal. Not even a big deal. So, let's see. F and Tiger says, have there been any reviews for narrative? I mean, I haven't seen any myself, but just based on that first 26 minutes that was posted on Gundam Info, man, I think it looks amazing. Ricardo, you went to see it, right? What did you think about it? At least I thought you went to see it. But Ricardo says, as cheesy as the Arrowverse is, they are pretty good as well. I'm excited for Infinite Crisis next year. Yeah, dude, I am too. I've been following, the Arrowverse since the first episode of Green Arrow, and man, I've really liked it as an overall. Yeah, there's been some points in time where it's just like, come on, right? But as a whole, I thought it's been pretty good. So, yeah, Mikkel, dude, just message me through Facebook. I'll point you in the right direction where I got everything, and it's real easy. Ricardo says, I enjoyed narrative. So there you go. Yeah. F and Tiger says, yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about Sinanju Boy, but I really like the narrative in action. Yeah. Sinanju Boy, that's good. I think you're talking probably about the Neo Zeon part at the end of that 26-minute thing. Yeah, I mean, he looks like a little crazy bastard, but the crazes are entertaining. That's for damn sure, right? So we'll see. Bailey says, I'm actually really interested in Zoltan. I guess that's what is that the guy's name, the crazy kid at the end who was singing Beethoven? Is that his name, Zoltan? Wasn't that the name of the magic machine in that Tom Hanks movie Big, Zoltan? I don't know. Yeah, the failed Char clone. Oh shit, that's funny. He was a failed Char clone. I don't know these backgrounds, but that sounds funny as hell. Brother says, I'm undecided about the new Neo Zeon. Not sure if they really need to have made another. I mean, it's Neo Zeon, man. I mean, they don't have to do anything, right? But, yeah. Bailey says, yeah, the failed Char clone. Evan Tiger, oh, is that Is that his whole thing? That's pretty neat then. Yeah. Guelo over there on Twitch says, haha, that is true, right? Yeah, I mean, it's Neo Zeon, right? For the most part, you have to keep in mind that Xeon, was created mostly by zealots, right? For lack of a better term. People that, really just wanted a power grab, the whole Zabi family. They just wanted to own shit. And then, yeah. So, and that's kind of been an ongoing trend in the upper echelons of, the Xeon Republic, and then Neo Xeon and stuff like that. I mean, Char even turned out to be kind of a zealot, especially around Char's counterattack and stuff like that. He just wanted to end shit and watch shit burn, right? So, yeah, it is what it is. They do what they want. You're not my dad. Sort of on Zero over there on Twitch had to reuse the mold to get more mileage out of it. Yeah, pretty much. Silver Maverick Ricardo over there on YouTube. The only problem I have with the movie is that the theme song plays too much during the fights. I'm just basing it off of the 26 minutes, and I was unaffected. But, of course, that's just the 26 minutes. So, what are you going to do? F and Tiger and Sort of IBO. Oh, so like Unicorn and Sort of IBO, yeah. Story-wise, okay. Yeah. Silver Maverick says, I mainly remember Zoltan from Dude, Where's My Car? That's right. Holy shit, I forgot about that. And F and Tiger. Also, more suits need beam hands, mass-produced Zeong Wen, right? Bailey says the character design is nice. Yeah, I kind of like... I like it when Sunrise goes with older characters. Not the teenagers, not the, chosen one or anything like that. I like the, a little bit more mature, grizzled war soldiers and stuff like that. So I kind of dig, I kind of dig what I'm seeing so far. That's kind of why I liked, 8th MS Team. That's why I liked Stardust Memories. For the most part, Gundam Unicorn, because there was a lot of that. Especially with ECOWAS and stuff like that. Yeah, I think when Sunrise ventures into older, mature characters, I think they have a better, kind of a better story, or at least a better foundation for a story. And that's my 2 cents. I don't know. Bailey says, and spoiler alert, but if you haven't watched the previews yet, too bad, a dude gets stepped on by an MS. That's awesome. Kenneth Sim, there's quite numbers of new surprises coming end of movie. Neat. Evan Tiger, that's a great part of Thunderbolt's characters. Yeah. Absolutely, and I totally agree. Gundam Thunderbolt is really cool. Arguably, probably one of my favorite characters, E.O. Fleming. He's dude's just a badass. Unapologetic, like many pilots are. They think their shit doesn't stink, and man, they can sometimes back it up. And that's E.O. Fleming, man. Yeah, he's an asshole, absolutely, Bailey. I totally agree with you. But he's a badass too. He's a total asshole. But for some reason, I dig the character. I really, really do. So, R4 pours acetone on all of Bailey's models for the spoiler. It wasn't that big of a spoiler, man. I've seen little animated GIFs of it floating around on like Facebook and stuff like that. So, Tom Mera, 8-Bit Tom, of for those of you following at home. He sent me a little animated GIF of it, and I got a good laugh out of that. That was great. But yeah, I'm excited for narrative, man. I think it's gonna, it being a continuation and kind of more exposition about the whole, Gundam Unicorn and everything project and all that. I just think is really cool. And then from what I've seen on Facebook, it looks like Benager is back. So yeah, fun, right? Alpha Killer, how long has the Twitch stream got left? Good question. Let's do a time check. 11:26, so about 35 minutes, man. We stop at about midnight, U.S. Eastern. So yeah, about 35 minutes or so. But sometimes we just shoot the shit. Tonight, it's not very interesting. It's just not. It's gluing plastic strips to a big plastic coated MDF board. So honestly, kind of boring. Normally much more entertaining, much more interesting every other night, but tonight we're just it's that weird transitional period between projects, right? Because I'm almost finished with this Jesta build, and I'm just kind of going back and doing kind of cleanup, and so yeah. So, what are you gonna do? Will you host us over to another stream after this stream? It was a good stream night. Oh, thanks. Yeah, if I can find something. I don't know. I don't really. I'll be honest with you. I'm not. Big on Twitch, and I don't have a lot of. I don't follow a ton of people on Twitch. So. Yeah, if I can do that, sure. I know I auto host a few people, some friends and stuff. So if you guys happen to get pushed over there, then yeah. So otherwise, man, I don't know. Julius Dembski, is narrative US release going to be subtitled or dubbed? Good question. I don't know. I would assume subbed. But I could be completely wrong. I don't know. I really do not know. Bailey says, hopefully Benager has hit puberty and grown a pair. Yes. I mean, we can hope, right? It has been a few years after the events of Unicorn have passed. So we'll see, right? We'll see. Alpha Killer, thanks. Hey, no problem, dude. Like I said, I'm still kind of getting the swing of Twitch. It's still a very foreign concept to me. So every day learning something, right? So Grayler says, I'm out for the night, man. Everybody, have a good one, and thanks again for the help. You are welcome, man. Anytime, come on back on Friday and hang out, dude. Thanks for watching, buddy. Machu, new Aina Sahlim statue is hot. Okay. I don't get into figures or all that stuff, so cool. Bailey says no idea for sure, but the listing on Fandango says dubbed. Yeah, I mean, you never know. They could dub that pretty quickly. Hard to say though. I don't know how long dubbing a full-length motion picture like that would take. I would imagine it takes a while. I do like corporate voiceovers and stuff, for my day job here and there. And that takes a while. You'd be surprised. So doing it for an entire full-length movie, translations and all that good stuff, and then trying to act it, I don't know. I mean, maybe they, with professionals, they can get that turned around pretty quickly, but I don't have a clue. So, it would be cool if it was dubbed. So, yeah. But we'll see, right? We'll see. So, anyway, continuing on. Let's get this back section worked on here. Now, the tricky part is that this insert here has already been fit for this section. Now, we can do a couple of things with this. We can do a couple of things. I could take this panel line and trim that right off. And then this would essentially be flush to the back end. Because what happens is I have two neodymium magnets in here. The screws that hold on, that attach this to the upper arm or the back arm, obviously are steel, and then the neodymium magnets just go on top of that, and they just hold, they hold down just based off of magnetism. Real simple, easy method of covering up those screws because they're ugly, right? And then all I have to do is just kind of pop this off and unscrew that, take this off. So kind of a great solution for that. But problem is, if I want to bring this trim around, I have to cut this thing. What to do, what to do, what to do. Decisions. Yeah. Decisions. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this trim around. I am going to hold on to this and make that decision later, at a later date. Not right now. Not on stream. Hellsting Oz unit over there on Facebook. I hear Gundam Narrative is going to be in theaters over here in America, but most likely only in the bigger theaters like IMAX. Man, can you imagine seeing those fights on a big-ass IMAX screen? I'd buy that for $1. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'd love to see, I wouldn't mind seeing that first fight in Gundam Unicorn between the Stark Jagan and the Kshatriya. I'd love to see that on big IMAX. That would be awesome. Oh my god. Because that fight was hands down the best fight in any Gundam series. I don't care what anybody says. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. Alright. Get this trimmed a little bit there to fit this angle. Yeah, it's a little bit too much off of there. Bailey says, it is in just select theaters, but I don't think it was made in IMAX resolution. My ticket didn't cost the usual IMAX part. Oh, cool. So there you go. There we go. Okay, so we're going to have to trim the inside of this piece because it's not perfectly flat. Am I not even on screen? Okay. All right, guys, this is the beauty part about owning this this chisel blade. You can do flush cuts. You can get in underneath of a piece like this and just kind of trim out and everything. Seriously, if you don't have one of these, you need to get one of these because this tool, this chisel blade, is super, super handy. Telling you. Telling you. Okay. That looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. So now we mark it. And it just moved on me. Okay. That looks pretty good right there. We're going to let that float right there. Right there around there. And now we've got to trim this piece back to match that angle. Needs to be a little bit more acute. Y'all remember acute and obtuse, right? From algebra. Acute and obtuse angles. Come on. Work with me here, you damn piece of plastic. Toughest part about this is making sure it's all lined up properly. Okay. That looks fairly solid. I'm decently happy with that. Alright, so let's get this marked and cut here. Just like that. Perfect. All right, now we can start to place these back pieces here. And just tack these in with a little bit of super glue. Let's see. Nothing has topped 8th MS team yet from me. Bailey said that. Thunderbolt gets close. Bailey said geometry. Geometry is shapes. Acute equals greater than 90 degrees. Actually, acute is less than 90 degrees. Obtuse. Obtuse is greater than 90 degrees. Acute, less than 90 degrees. Bailey says, I think Thunderbolt is missing the chemistry and the camaraderie that 8th MS had. Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, in the 8th MS team you had more, kind of a more romantic kind of traditional characters, where Thunderbolt has just your asshole badass loners, you know, like E.O. Fleming. So that could be why, right? So, RF Aurora, Tim, you have me wanting to make a 144 scale parachute to make the 8th MS team airdrop dio. Nice. Do it, man. Do it. You can build all this stuff, and you can really make some cool shit, man. Do it. I always say, if you can build it, man, build it. Come on, there we go. There we go. Now we're talking. And now that angle is looking pretty good. Nice. Good right there. All right, now we're ready to tack it in. There we go. Okay. Okay. Now this back piece is placed. we're getting there, guys. We are getting there, right? That's cool, Bailey. Oh man, it happens. He says that's what I meant. I got this sign and this sign mixed up. So all good. Ultraman Dyna, I wish someone had kept. We keep translating that manga. What, Thunderbolt or something? I don't know. He says I think Sunrise did miss a chance to introduce more new mobile suits. Yeah, true. Oh, tried checking both Fathom events and Fandango and neither listed a location near me. Andrew too. It happens. F and Tiger, do you know where Zach's videos have been? No, man. I mean, he seems like he's still posting and stuff, but I know with the new kid and all, dude's been super busy, and then I know with the holidays and everything, obviously, he's been extremely busy as well. So, other than that, I do not know. I do not know. And I think I just did the same thing like I did to the other damn corner. Son of a bitch. Oh well. You know what? These things happen. That's why they call it scratch building, right? Yep. Screwed that up. Now get this little corner piece placed in there, and we have somewhat of a finished trim around this big piece. So, not too bad, yeah? Not too bad. Let's see, Bailey says he is probably back, but it takes time to produce videos, yeah. RF Aurora, he mentions it in his Kuropakia contest announcement video, too. So, yeah, there we go. Hey, Flynn Berger. He says, hey, Tim. Hello, Flynn. How are you, Craig? Craig's working on some cool GM Sniper 2 action. If you guys don't follow Flynn Berger on Facebook and Instagram, I think you probably should. It's just my opinion. Okay. All right. So now all these pieces are tacked in. That raised trim all the way around the top is complete. For the most part, right? For the most part. On the home stretch at work. Nice. So, if I were to still use this, I'd have to trim it right about there. So about 1 millimeter off the edge of that panel line, which is completely doable. And we can do that some other time. Or I can do that off stream where it's not nearly as boring as this stream has been. What are you going to do? Had to work on something, right? Alright, so now what we do, now that we've got all these trim pieces tacked down, and they're still obviously very, very movable, now we have to affix them permanently, and that's where this good stuff comes in. Plastic magic. This is great shit, you guys. If you guys are still using Tamiya Extra Thin, this is still good. Don't get me wrong. this stuff is so much better. Plastic Magic will bond styrene. It will bond ABS. It will bond acrylic. All sorts of materials, you guys. All sorts of materials. And it is great, great stuff. We're just basically running this right along right along the edges here. And I'm not being shy with it either. Loading it up. Just getting it in there. Because we want enough to be able to flow underneath of this plastic strip and bond this strip to the bigger piece, right? Our Ferrara, can't find Plastic Magic locally. Yeah, it's still very much a niche product, unfortunately. So the one good thing though, Andrew, that this is actually by Deluxe Materials, and they make a lot of other hobby supplies and materials and things like that. So chances are, if your local hobby store carries anything by Deluxe Materials, they could probably special order this for you. When my local hobby store was still around, I actually went in and I requested that they order some for me, right? And I told the guy there that it bonds ABS to styrene, you know, acrylic, all sorts of awesome shit together. And it dried pretty quickly. And when he heard that, he's just like, wait, are you serious? What? We didn't know about this. So chances are, if you go in there and you tell your local hobby store that, hey, this Plastic Magic stuff is the shit, you all need to carry it, and you tell them about it and its properties and its just amazingness, chances are they'll probably start carrying it, because this stuff is legit. Effin' Tiger, how's the drying time? Very good. You can work with this probably inside of about 20 minutes or so, to where you'd have to wait several hours to work with parts being glued together with Tamiya Extra Thin. The best way I can describe Plastic Magic is it's like a cross between Tamiya Extra Thin and Super Glue. It's got all of the properties of Extra Thin, but with the speed of cure time like that of a super glue. It's great stuff. It really, really is. I swear by it. So if you guys can get it, by all means, get it. I should try to talk to Adam from Adam Ryan from USA Gundam Store. Maybe he can start carrying this stuff for you guys. Adam and I talk sometimes. Not a lot, but sometimes. He's a good dude. And honestly, the reason why he's carrying SMS right now is basically by sheer fluke. We had Scott, the owner of SMS, on Gunpla Talk one time, and I was just kind of joking. I was just like, man, Adam from USA Gundam Store, get on it, get some of this stuff in. And then the next day, Adam messaged me on Facebook, and he's just like, dude, I'm on it. And I'm like, On what? He's just like, I'm going to get that SMS paint, like you said. I'm like, well, shit, son, if you can do it, do it. And then the rest is history. But yeah, it was all a joke, basically. I just said, hey, Adam, get it. And he got it. So, I don't know. Maybe we can get get him to carry plastic magic for you guys. Okay. Inside looks good. Now I'm going to do a little bit on the outside here just to make sure that it flows completely all the way around. And that these things are 100% permanent in here. Okay, that looks pretty good. Billy says they all function roughly the same, except to me, a cement does not bond ABS. Billy says most of the others do. I use Flexiphiles touch and flow system. Interesting. Flimborger, I've incorporated SMS into my arsenal. Great stuff, dude. It is. Scotty's got a winner, man. Scotty has an absolute winning product. It's good paint. And if the other materials that Scott has are any good compared to the paint, then I would have no worries whatsoever investing in a lot of SMS products. Especially if you live in Australia, man. That's like a no-brainer. Like, you've got an awesome local company that's basically catering to your Gundam modeling needs, you know? I think that's just so cool. Wish we had that in the US. Bluefin. Jerk-offs. But I digress. Scott and then also Ryan. Man, you guys are lucky to have those two gentlemen down there help run things, especially for the Gundam builders and everything. That's awesome. Flynn says, Scott is local to me, so I get to see product demos at our local meetups. Dude, are you serious? Lucky.
Yes, I'm not allowed to be frivolous.
Siri just went off on my phone. That's great. But yeah, Craig, man, you're lucky to be able to see that stuff kind of before prime time. That would be, I guess for me, that would be like being able to see Mr. Color stuff before they release it, you know? Alright, I think we've got this trim all slathered up with glue. I don't think it's going to go anywhere, so that's done for the night. I'm not doing any other shit. I'm done with modeling for the night, god damn it. And all this boring shit that we did tonight. But hey, what are you gonna do? It's not gonna be entertaining every single night, people. Even the best shows had misses, right? So there we go. F and Tiger working on a space high gog crotch gun or no crotch gun? Hmm? Hmm. Bailey says LMAO. Craig Flynn, Flynnberger, Siri drunk again. Yeah, Siri is listening. Can't assume. That's right. The half site. I'll never understand why Bluefin doesn't offer P Bandai in the States. If you don't want to stock it in case you get stuck with it, at least open up pre-orders. Man, I agree. I agree. But, you know, there's a lot Bluefin could improve on, and I think they know it, and I think Bandai knows it. So fingers crossed for the success of this buyout and everything. So who knows, man? Who knows? I know there's going to be changes. I know there's going to be new product offerings. I know what those product offerings are going to be, in part. Kind of big picture. But, unfortunately, I have not heard anything new on the P Bandai front. What are you going to do? So, but, you know, the thing you have to keep in mind is that P Bandai is for, you know, it's mainly for the motherland. It's mainly for Japan. And, you know, that's kind of how Bandai and most, from what I've observed, Japanese companies in general operate. They operate with the intent of selling to a Japanese audience, you know, and they don't really worry about the bigger global market for the most part, you know. Obviously, outside of your big companies, Sony, you know, Canon, you know, Toyota, Mazda, you know, those guys, car companies and stuff, you know, big electronics firms, things of that nature. Smaller companies just are like, yeah, we'll just sell in Japan. We're good with that. Rest of the world be damned at that point. It's unfortunate, especially for fans outside of Japan, you know, especially for us folks in the States, or other places. But not much we can do, you know. We can hope. I know there's people inside of Bandai that do want to kind of bring the U.S. at least into kind of the more of the fold. But I don't sense it being a greater marketing strategy, unfortunately. So it is what it is. So, or if we're filling out a job application while listening, LOL. For Bluefin? Oy. Bailey says P Bandai is a show of loyalty for Japanese market customers. Yeah, exactly. They come first. Yep. Evan Tiger, it looks like Bandai is trying to push into the American market maybe after narrative in theaters and the new live-action movie we can get Gunpla Walmart, LOL. You know, I hate to say this, but I think a lot of what could happen probably hinges on that movie, on that live-action movie, and whether it is moderately successful or not. Because from the outside looking in, it looks like they're making a push for that, right? So it just thinking on how businesses work and everything. That's a huge, making a movie and making a film, if it does not succeed, that is bad. Like bad news. Especially if you're not like a big movie studio. Obviously, Sunrise is partnered with Legendary, who is a fairly big movie studio, but not as big as like some of the other ones, right? So they've got a lot riding on that movie, I think. And I think a lot of what the future of Gundam could be here in the States probably hinges on that. That's what my gut's telling me. I don't know if that's true. That's just mere speculation, you guys. Mere speculation. So, Biggie Pauls. What's going on, Paulie? But will there be a Camphor 2.0 or my Kshatriya Master Grade? I hope. I don't know. That's another thing I've not heard about is releases. So, what are you going to do? Ultraman Dinah says, but if you think about it, Tim, it doesn't make sense for them to do that because they offer international shipping on their website. Sure. But international to them is just other Asian markets. So, you know, they like to keep things close to home. Let's put it that way. That's just kind of how smaller Japanese businesses are. It's tradition, you know. R4 says, no, not Bluefin. Any place locally I can find a job and doesn't pay minimum wage. Oh, there you go. That's at least silver lining, right? Kenneth Sim, perfect grade Gundam version 2.0. Does Japanese people want it? Who knows? I mean, that whole post that is floating around was just a speculation post on some sort of forum, and it was not official in any way, shape, or form. So all that stuff, that was a wish list, basically. It was a cool wish list, and it got a lot of people talking, right? But and I think there are a lot of choices on there that make sense, especially monetarily too. Alex 2.0, I think, is a no-brainer for Bandai to make, you know, because the original, and you guys have heard me just smash that to bits in the past. The original Master Grade Alex was shit even at the time it was released. Like, it was bad. It was bad engineering all the way around. So, with that being said, it didn't age well at all. Shit, it didn't age well when it was first born. And it started out old and raggedy, and it didn't get any better. It was no Benjamin Button, I'll tell you that, ladies and gentlemen. But you know, I think the Alex 2.0, I think, is a no-brainer for them to make. I think they can make money off of that. I think the Alex is still a very you know, popular design. They can loop that back into the anniversary of 0080. Who knows? Who knows? You know, but we are talking about Bandai. Sometimes they just do whatever the hell they want, right? When they want. So, what are you gonna do? Let's see. Kenneth Sim, probably fans want perfect grade Zaku 2 version 2.0 more. It's possible, yeah. Half Sight, yeah, I can see that with it being Japan only, and it made sense when they were mainly repaints. But look at how many original kits were exclusive that came out last year. Yeah. Yeah. And that sucked. Because there were a bunch of kits that I would have liked to get. But just, you know, either didn't really want to invest the markup money into them, or didn't really feel like buying them at the time, you know. The Stormbringer, that and maybe one other P band I have were like ones that I were just like, okay, yeah, I gotta buy this. There's just no getting around that, right? Everything else, I only have what, 2 other P Bandais. One was a gift, the other one I bought off of a friend. So that goes to show you how big I am in the P Bandai, right? But that's a really good point. Is that you know, they are starting to make more original mold releases as P Bandai, which sucks. The GM 2.0, what was it? The GM 2.0 unicorn version, I think it was, had dramatically different feet than the other GM 2.0. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because they were the absolute closest thing to Kotoki feet that I've ever seen in plastic. Ever. The second best one were the Gundam Origin, and even that had some weird proportions to it that weren't perfect Kotoki feet. But that GM had perfect Kotoki feet. Front, back, proportions, everything. Yeah, the GM2. And then they have the GM Semi-Striker now, based off of that, with the same feet. And I'm like, ugh, do I spend $60, $70 for a fucking P Bandai just for the feet? You know, am I that much of a foot fetishist? Come on, no, not really. At that point, I'd rather scratch build the feet, honestly. But it would have been nice to have a nice cheap GM to go to buy, mass release, have it out there, to buy a few of them, just super cheap, 30, 40 bucks, and then kit bash the hell out of those things with other older models. Like I could see, a Gundam, the RX-78 Verka, kit bashing that onto the newer GM frame. Oh, it would look great, especially with the new feet and everything. Come on, no brainer. The old GMC, that would look amazing as well. But it's just not meant to be, unfortunately, right? So what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Biggie Paul says buy and resin cast feet for days, dude. And that's probably what I would end up that would be what I would end up doing, So it is what it is. Bailey says, yeah, the GM2 has the GM 2.0 frame, like the GM Sniper 2, great frame. Yeah, it is amazing. Extremely solid, but yet extremely articulated too. Best of both worlds, really. So, and it's all the good plastic, the good styrene, not that soft shit that was in like the Sinanju Stein and stuff like that. Like the inner frame is that like soft, weird soft styrene. The GM Sniper 2's frame is all the nice, solid Bandai styrene that we're all used to. Man, what could have been, Bandai? What could have been? So let's scroll back up here because I've spouted poetic for a few minutes here. Evan Tiger, with how much everyone loved the Gundam in Ready Player One, and how Legendary has been knocking it out of the park with MonsterVerse, I think it will have good numbers. I want to be cautiously optimistic. I do. We all know how anime translations to live action go. They haven't had the best track record. So I'm cautiously optimistic. I think with the popularity of Pacific Rim and like you said, Ready Player One, and especially with the Bumblebee movie doing well, I think there's still a market for giant robot movies. And Gundam, a lot of people haven't been introduced to in the mainstream as of yet, right? Like it or not, guys and girls, we are the niche, if you will. We are the outliers. We are the sub fandom, if you will, whatever. So, if it happens to be successful, that could mean big things for our hobby. Mean a lot of big things. So, new modelers, all sorts of new stuff. I think it'd be really, really a good thing, and I really do hope that it does well. I really, really do, and I want to like it. It's a wait and see thing. Wait and see. Let's see. Kenneth Sims says P Bandai just announced Jagan Type D for Master Grade and Space Jabber for RE. Yeah, I saw the Space Jabber announcement, and it was only a matter of time for Jagan spin-offs. I mean, come on. Once they announced the Jagan, you could see that from a mile away. Because we'll get the Stark Jagan equipment, and we'll get this Jagan and that Jagan and A B C D E F G Jagans, and yeah, it's just a matter of time. Although I hope they make the Stark mass release. I think that would be cool as shit to have easy access to that equipment. Fingers crossed, but I'm not holding my breath. F and Tiger says, hopefully this new Gundam movie will be to the Transformers spam what the original series was to Super Robot. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, I still think there's a market for giant robot movies, because you've got a lot of us folks that grew up in the '80s and grew up on Transformers and Voltron and GoBots and other cool robot afternoon and Saturday morning cartoons. So there's still a nostalgia for that. So to see them on live action, man, it's just really cool. I loved Good, Bad, or Indifferent. I loved the Pacific Rim movies. And then you see the Bumblebee movie getting just amazing reviews, just glaring amazing reviews. And I want to see it. I have not seen it yet, but I've only heard great things about it. And I love that they gave all the Transformers the G1 treatment, finally, right? So I think there's hope. At least in the marketplace. Now, Bandai and Sunrise and Legendary, they just have to deliver. That's the big question mark, right? So, what story are they going with? Who are they going to have producing and directing? Who's going to star? What's their marketing going to be like? Because if it's on the same lines as Bumblebee, Harry Potter, that sort of budget, then shit, it could do really, really well, right? But if they fuck it up, especially the marketing, it could tank. Marketing's everything, especially when you're trying to get a new property out there. So, wait and see, right? Wait and see. So, Bailey says, good grief, P Bandai for Type D. There are like two differences from base Jagan, right? Hey, man, it's just it was just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. F and Tiger, the wound wart stings. Ultraman Dyna, Master Grade Hygog. Yeah, that would be cool, right? Bailey, by the way, Gundam Kids Collection is saying narrative in theaters is English dubbed. So there's hope. Oh, man. Let's see. Bailey says, actually, weren't there resin cast of the Kotogi style feed back in the day? There were. I don't think they're readily available too much anymore. And I think a lot of the resin conversions and stuff, have that, sharp angular Kotogi vision kind of baked into the design. but I haven't seen anything specifically labeled Kotoki feet, because there fucking should be. So yeah. Let's see. Biggie Pauls. I could be wrong, but Gundam is so niche that America just not ready. I mean, it could be. Yeah. Um, the one, I guess, encouraging fact is that Gundam modeling is getting bigger and bigger every year, and that is backed up by hardcore facts. You look at the Gundam model range in most hobby stores and hobby chains, and the Gundam model range is outselling all the other product lines put together. Um, the local hobby store that I had here, several months ago, that I got the Mr. Hobby Rack from, that closed up. I was talking to one of their district managers, and they said, yeah, the Gundam line is just outselling everything combined, and ran that quote by Xavier, and he's just like, yeah, I mean, they're selling well, all around the U.S. I mean, they're selling on Amazon. They're selling in other places, Barnes and Noble, some other niche retailers. So that's encouraging. It's not. It's a slow, steady rise. It's not like, oh, boom, take off, right? And then you start to see some other kind of celebrities getting into it. Buying models and stuff like that. What's his name? John Boyega, from the Star Wars movies and stuff. He posted, when he went to Japan, he bought the Neo Zeon, and he posted that on his Instagram several months ago. So, there are people outside of our niche culture finding out and discovering the joy of building these little plastic robots, and I think it's damn cool, So, like I said, there is a certain amount of hope that we can invest in. So, but you know what? All of this is speculation. All of this is wait and see, folks. All of this is wait and see. Scott Walker says, King of Monsters this year, people are getting back into giant monsters. Yeah, I think that looks amazing. Amazing. But with the giant monsters, and people getting into that, especially with Godzilla and the King Kong movie that came out a year or two ago, and then the Cloverfield movies and stuff, kind of still being cult classics. Yeah, Big Monsters is very, very popular right now. And that could translate into big robots too, for all we know. I mean, they're both, Godzilla and Gundam are both Japanese. I don't know. Let's see. R for a Crossbone live action movie. Oh, dude, I wish. Oolong Pulong. That's a great fucking name. Thanks for watching, Oolong Pulong. Just got to avoid the G Savior mess. Right? That, yeah. That's like, I think that's the Gundam world's Voldemort. We don't really want to talk about it. We don't want to say its name, or else we give credence to it, But I agree. I hope that Legendary learns from that debacle, and does something better. Mind you, the people that made G Savior was like a fucking no-name, low-budget Canadian movie company back in the day. So chances are that, yeah, we won't get that. So Bailey says more like Star Wars Christmas special. Damn. R4, is that your furnace running in the background, Tim? If it's running, then I gotta go catch it, right? Haha. But don't. No, I have a vent right above there that keeps this area nice and toasty. So yeah, it's on right now, but the vent is closed, so that might be what you hear. But yeah, that's the furnace, the heat. Sorvon 0. Hey man, G Savior is love. I mean, if you're a fucking sadomasochist, maybe. Are you into the rough stuff, Sorvon? Are you a freak? Come on, man. Sorvon likes the rough stuff, everybody. Scott Walker says, when I first got into Gunpla a whopping year ago, wow, welcome to the hobby, brother. I was really confused by their branding. Yeah, I can see that. You have to understand though that I think that what we get is more like spillover from the Japanese marketing and stuff and the branding and all. So it doesn't always translate very well, unfortunately. So it is what it is. I think as you gain experience and insight into the hobby a little bit more, and you obviously you'll get that if you haven't gotten it already. You'll, I think, start to understand the inner workings of it and stuff. So it'll make sense. But yeah, recolors and shit like that, it's not very premium, like you said, right? But for the Japanese, man, a lot of those cats eat that shit up. They really do. And there are a lot of people that are like kit collectors that just need to be like completionists and have the full set. They're like fucking Pokemon hunters. Gotta catch them all. So, you know, it is what it is, unfortunately. So, Sorvon says, you don't like campy B movies? Didn't like the original Evil Dead? Oh, no, come on now. You can no way, shape, or form compare the original Evil Dead to fucking G Savior, man. Evil Dead is a classic, dude. Where G Savior was just a sad attempt at being what it was, right? Evil Dead knew it was campy. Evil Dead knew it was campy. G Savior was trying a little bit too hard, I think. So they have the same budget. Yeah. I'm not saying anything about the budget. I'm just saying Evil Dead was better, and just classic. So campy B movies is cool when they know they're a campy B movie, right? I mean, I if that makes sense, right? I like campy B movies that don't take themselves too seriously, right? That have, that almost are winking to the audience, like, we know we're just fucking around. Like, come on and laugh with us, those are the type of campy B movies that I like, right? G Savior wasn't that, dude, I don't think. But that's just me, man. Everybody's got their own opinions. Bailey says, ideally P Bandai should be recolors. That's an interesting point. I think one we can talk about, yeah. They shouldn't be, at least what I think, I don't think they should be exclusive kits. Especially things like the Hazels. I think the Hazels were a lot more popular than Bandai gave them credit for. I think the Hazels could have done very, very well as a normal mass release. I mean, hell, how many reprints have they had to do for the P Bandai, for the P Bandai Hazels, I think there are at least maybe 2, 3, 4 reprints at this point. So I don't know, man. I think that's a huge shame, right? So it is what it is. Let's see. Bailey says, in reality, there are P Bandai kits that have no mass release equivalent, wound, wart, and all of the AOZ master grade stuff. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Those should have been regular releases, in my opinion. In my opinion. R. Aurora, who's bashing the original Evil Dead? He needs to be tarred and feathered. No, 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 nobody's that. Nobody's bashing the original Evil Dead, man. Nobody's bashing the original Evil Dead at all. Nah. Kenneth Sim, it's a shame that the wound wart was under P Bandai. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Kenneth Sim also says it'll sell like hotcake if it was a regular release. Yeah, and I saw people buying like half a dozen of copies of them. Like, really? One dude posted on a Facebook group that he bought like 20 or something, if I remember correctly. Roomblade 265, Timmy Wynn, what's going on, man? Long time no see. He says, hi, Tim. How's it going? Dude, it's going very well. Thank you for coming back, man. When are you going to get back in the building? Come on now. Get back into it, brother. Sorvon Zero. Actually, I mostly just like the MS designs. Oh, of G-Savior. Yeah, I agree with that. I'll agree with you there. I thought the G-Savior design was quite nice. Very elegant. I liked the lines of it, the sharp points and stuff. Especially like the side skirts and everything. I really did dig it. I'm not gonna lie about that. So I'm right there with you, dude. I like the designs as well. Just not the movie. Scott Walker says, I'm fine with the recolor range, but it's the premium tag that irks me. I can see that. Yeah, I can see that too. Bailey says, I think there is still some licensing agreements at issue with AOZ IP between Bandai and Dengeki. From what I understand, and this is coming from Xavier, is that Bandai bought out build rights or model rights or something like that for the AOZ property from Dengeki. So I think they have a signed sealed contract that Bandai can make whatever they want. So I don't think that necessarily has any, and mind you, I could be wrong. Please take this with a grain of salt. I personally don't think that it has anything to do with the reason why it's P Bandai. Now, the money could have something to do with the reason why it's P Bandai. The money that Bandai has to pay to Dengeki to license those, that could have something to do with it. I don't know. I think Xavier is definitely going to be the expert in that, with that question. So, who knows? Alex Bruce, he says, yeah, I'm waiting on my Magic Toys Hazel to come through the mail. I prefer the proportions. Yeah, that was a beefy one, right? Yeah, I remember that. Bailey says, I love the space mode G-Saber. Yeah, that was a tight design, right? Roomblade 265, Timmy Wynn, he says, I just bought a home. Dude, congratulations, brother. That's a big step, man. Good job. So he says, so I've spent the last month settling in. Setting up workshop is #1 priority, but it's slow going. Haven't really been on social media for a while, but I pop on streams every once in a while. Dude, that's awesome, man. I'm really happy for you, because that's a big step. Buying a home is a big step. And then getting your workshop, that's a second big step. So, chop, dude. Come on. We're waiting. But man, it's good to hear from you, brother. Come on back and watch us again. Hang out with us. Even though if you're not building, just hang out. Bailey says, from what I understand, Bandai always had rights to the mecha designs, but Dengeki owned the story and the characters. Yeah, I think that makes sense. R for Aurora, Andrew 2, Bandai can release the mobile suits since they own those designs, but they can't release the pilots from AOZ because of Dengeki, at least according to Zach. Yeah, and that's if I remember correctly, that's what we got from Xavier. So, like I said, man, Xavier knows everything that goes on behind the backgrounds, because he gets all that info. But I don't think we're going to hear much with the buyout and everything. Scott Walker says, "Are there any designs you hate?" How long do you have? I think we're a half hour over. There's a lot of designs that I hate, man. There's a lot of designs. The list is too long. The list is way too long. So, which one do I hate the most, though? Let's settle on that, shall we? It's a very good question. It's a very good question. You know, I'm not a huge fan of the Destiny, you know, with the big flippy wings and everything. But, and this is kind of the caveat, dichotomy, if you will, I do really love all the other designs from you know, from Seed Destiny or whatever. You know, I like the Sword Impulse. I like all the Impulses. Those were rad designs. But yeah, I think the Destiny for me is just not. It's just not really. It doesn't really do much for me. It's very generic looking, in my opinion. So, Runeblade 265, Timmy Win. Thanks, man, and I'll try my best to get it done soon. Sweet. Saw the base for your Jesta. Looks super rad. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. For Aurora, name one. I just did. Yeah, I just did. Bailey says, I really don't like the Barzam. Yeah. I agree with that. The original. The refined Barzam, on the other hand, I really like. I really like the refined Barzam. The original Barzam, The refined Barzam, Kenneth Sim. Dream kit that Tim hoped for Bandai could release. That I would hope for. I mean, I think an easy one is the Kshatriya. I mean, I think a lot of people say that, but I think outside of that, outside of the Kshatriya, outside of the easy ones, right? The more obscure, let's go there. More obscure, hoped for Bandai release. The Gustav Karl. I really dig, you know, that beefy boy. That's a good one. I'd love to see a Master Grade Hummingbird come out. I no lie, I would love to see Bandai do a Hummingbird. They did the Deep Striker. Now it's time for them to do their version of the Hummingbird. I'd love to see what kind of treatment they would give it. You know, I'd buy one. Hands down, I'd buy a Bandai Master Grade Hummingbird in a second. Yeah. What else? GM Spartan, I think would be really cool. And I think they've got a lot of the parts already in place to make the Spartan. It just needs a few more other molds made, and I think they're there. Hell, for all I know, they might be setting up to make a GM Spartan, maybe P Bandai or something like that. I hope not, but we'll see, right? What else? Ultraman Dyna says the Dom Tropin or Dowage. That would be cool. Yeah, I think that would be cool. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of the cool things from Advance of Zeta Reboot especially, would be amazing to see. GM3, yeah, that would be interesting. A Goof flight type, or Zaku flight type, no, I take that back. Sorry, not a Zaku flight type, a Zaku 3 Master Grade. I think it would be really cool. Yeah. Nouvelle gun or GM Nouvelle. Yeah, I agree with that. That would be really cool too. GM Striker. They're making the Semi Striker, so I mean it's just a matter of time before I think they make the full blown GM Striker. You know. The original Bailey says the original Hathaway's Flash version of the Gustav Karl would be nice. You know, I kind of dig. I kind of dig the unicorn version. I do. I really do. I'd really like to see also a Rosen Zulu Master Grade. I think that would be kick-ass. Nero. They've already made the Nero. They have a Master Grade Nero. Alex Bruce said, I'd be pissed if they released a Master Grade Kshatriya to find out it's a P Bandai. Ugh. I don't, you know, I hate to say I wouldn't be surprised, but then it could be something Bandai does. You know, it could be something that they do. But with the popularity of the Kshatriya, hopefully they wouldn't go that route. Hopefully they'd mass release that bad boy. But who knows? Who knows? Sorban Zero over there on Twitch, he says, already got my build for the high-grade Gustav Karl planned out, just waiting for it to come out now. Nice. Nice. Oh, Bailey. Okay, not the Nemo. Sorry. Nemo. I think you guys can see where the confusion of mine was. The Nero. Which one was that? Now I'm scratching my head. I don't know what the Nero was. Gumbler Fixation Jimmy says Master Grade Jesta Cannon is P Bandai, so not surprised if K-Shat was P Bandai. Jimmy, don't jinx us, brother. Don't jinx us. And that yeah, and the Jesta Cannon should have been a mass release. The Power GM should have been a mass release. All that stuff. The Nero is the one with the big beefy shoulders. Now I have to look it up. God damn it, you guys. Now I have to look it up. Because I don't know what you guys are talking about. The one with the big beefy shoulders. Doesn't really do much for me. Alright, hang on. Oh, that, yeah, from like this, from Sentinel. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, RF, that's exactly what I did. I just went to the Gundam Wiki and I saw it. Yeah. The Nero would be badass. I agree. Good call. Good call. Let's see. Ultraman Dyna. Oh, Bailey says Ultraman Dyna, the original Gustav Karl from the novel, was designed by Moriki. It has a very flowy design like the Zai Gundam and the Penelope. The narrative version, Gustav Karl, is redesigned by Komatsu and is way different. Yeah, I like the blockiness, angularity even, of the modern design of the Gustav Karl. Personally, that's just my taste, you know. Runeblade 265 Timmy Win. I think if they ever did a Master Grade Virtue, a Master Grade Virtue physical variant would be pretty cool. Yeah, I agree. I think we're getting closer to probably to those, you know. I think we're getting closer. I mean, who saw the Dynamis coming? The Master Grade Dynamis. I didn't see it coming in. I mean, that came out of nowhere, right? So, it hasn't been a different... let's put it this way. Outside of the Exia 00 variants, there hasn't been another Gundam 00 mobile suit released in a Master Grade form in a quite a few number of years. The Jinx was the last one that I can remember. And then they had like the P Bandai version, the souped up one. But I can't rightfully think of any of the other ones that that were released. So the Dynamis came in kind of out of left field. Sorvon says Virtue physical would be P Bandai, but I would totally buy it. There you go. Runeblade 265, same here. Would definitely get one as well. Kennesim, there's the O that looks like a bug design. Was it called? No, Kobayashi. No, what? Oh shit! Who designed that? I think it was Kobayashi that. No, it wasn't Kobayashi. Kobayashi was from The Usual Suspects. Or was it? Oh no, look at that. Oh no, hold on. Let's see. Is that Makoto Kobayashi? Yeah. Okay. So I think it was. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Makoto Kobayashi. All right. God, that's been so long since I've even thought about those designs. But yeah, he did. God, what did he do? He did the O that kind of looked very buggish. He did crazy exaggerated proportions. His double Zeta with the giant feet. Yeah, his work is just kind of very, very left field. Proportions are, blown out in different areas. So, yeah, Makoto Kobayashi was the designer. So good call on that, man. Good call on that. Sorvon Zero, I don't think Dynamis came out of nowhere. It's just they were so slow with it on the 00 anniversary that we gave up. Fair point. Fair point. Bailey says, lucky we even got the GNX. The Jinx, yeah. Ultraman Dyna, as far as we've seen so far, the Gustav Karl can't get a break, right? At least in the animation, it's getting its ass beat every which way but loose. Bailey says the Kobayashi is unbeatable. RF Aurora, Gundam Oberon. Don't know that one. Ultraman Dyna. Bailey, I checked the pictures of the Gustav versions, and I must say that I like the Unicorn version. Julius Dembski. Wasn't Kobayashi from Star Trek? Yeah, what was it? The test. Yeah, Kirk cheated on the Kobayashi Maru. Yeah, that was the when it was his final test to graduate from Starfleet or something. I'm not a huge Star Trek fan, but I remember the Kobayashi Maru because I remember DeForest Kelly as Bones. He says the Kobayashi Maru. I remember that for some reason. It always stuck in my head. Sorry, had to do my impersonation of DeForest Kelly. Runeblade 265, Timmy Wynn. The existence of the Master Grade Dynamis really opens up the possibility for Master Grades of the rest of the squad. Yeah. Sorvon Zero says, I'm ready and waiting for the Curios. Yeah, me too. That would be cool to see in a Master Grade. I mean, I'll take it in its high grade form, 1/100 scale, mind you. But a Master Grade or an RE or something like that with a little bit more love and attention, I think would be pretty cool. But wait and see. Don't hold your breath, guys. Bailey says, bingo. Word. Bingo. Cool. All right. Good shit. All right, boys and girls. It is 12:46. Look at that. We got talking, and we got a little about 45 minutes more on the stream tonight. So there we go. I know it wasn't interesting tonight. I know it wasn't entertaining or anything like that, you guys. But hey, like I said, some of these streams aren't going to be perfect, right? So hopefully Fridays will be a little bit more entertaining than this. I might have the Jesta in final, hopefully by then, hopefully final top coat. So wait and see, right? Wait and see. But hey, you guys, it's Wednesday. It's been a Wednesday, a very Wednesday. It's been a shit day for me. So, I think that's unfortunately translated into the stream, you guys. But it is what it is. So, thank you guys for watching, and all the guys that came back, especially Timmy Wynn, man. Get that studio up, man. Congratulations on the house too, brother. But you guys, hey, if you guys want to get one of these cool ass Grim Reaper shirts, you know, represent the hummingbird, go hit up chowdamecha.com, www.chowdamecha.com. Hit the store button up at the top. You'll be transported to the store where you can find shirts, bags, hats, other cool stuff. Go get you some of that. If you're interested in any of the tools, materials, things like that we used here tonight, there's an Amazon link just below here on YouTube and on Twitch. Over on this side if you're watching on Facebook. And then we'll be back on Friday. And who knows what fun and shenanigans and trouble we can get into then, right? So, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, I wish you a good and happy Wednesday evening, or wherever the hell you are in the world. Maybe Thursday. Have an awesome day off, and go build something cool, and we'll see you on Friday. Cheers, guys. See ya.